Chairman Selby Wilson, Senator the Honorable Darcy Boyce, Minister in the Prime Minister's Office with responsibility for energy, immigration, telecommunication, Invest Barbados. How are you doing all that? Permanent Secretaries, Ms. Teresa Watkins, Secretary General of the Caribbean Association of National Telecommunication Organizations, Mr. Cleveland Thomas. I saw the name, but I know him as preacher, but I don't know, but it's Cleveland Thomas. International Telecommunications Bureau Representative, Dr. Kim Malalier, I see they give her a senior lecturer, but I know her as my deputy chairman at TAP. Right? Mr. Peter Nichols, Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, Board of Directors and Management of the Telecommunication Authority. Now, I have seen, it would be remiss of me if I did not say I have seen some new faces of TAT joining. Cynthia, you bring out a new crew, and I cannot stand here and not salute my own people. They have a saying, "Parson does christen the children first." Right? So, right. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have been given the opportunity to bat at number 11. Number 11 batsmen don't stay long at the wicket. Right? So I would be as crisp and as short as possible, knowing that your coffee break coming up, and I've seen some very, very white lips. So you all need a little bit of hydration. Now, I sat here, and if I had walked with a written speech, I would have had to change it up. You know why? Got to change. Now, this thing, when I look at the thing that the thing said, exploring innovations in transactions and financing in the Caribbean too. Now, I don't know if I ain't hearing properly. I didn't hear one speaker use the word innovation in their presentation. So what I would do, as the mop-up number 11 batsman, I would concentrate on the innovation part of this to salute. But before I start, I want to salute this healthy audience for being here this morning on a Thursday after many of you here since Monday. Give yourself a round of applause for me, please. Right? Now, Selby dodged the bullet. He said, "I'm his friend." But you know what he didn't tell you? He was a former Minister of Finance. Selby, you could run from it, but you can't hide. Right? Now, let me tell you something about, I'll talk a little bit about innovation. But before I talk about innovation, I want to warn speakers to come. Telecommunications has a lot of acronym. We like to use acronym, this and that, and in terms. But there are some people who come to this place, not telecommunication people, and they don't understand the terms. Selby spoke, I think it's Monday or Tuesday, about crypto dollar and cryptocurrency. Now, people know that that TAT and the ITU are co-sponsors of this conference with ECLAC and others. And a lady asked me, she jammed me, they are going to give me my little, what you call it there, coffee and so forth. He said, "Prince, you know you're a setup man." I said, "Why?" He said, "You have Selby and Cleveland talking about Crefel dollar." Now, Crefel dollar, as everybody know, he said, "You all want to give Crefel dollar more money. The man is a billionaire. The man has a private jet. You want to give..." He said, "Cleveland is a Pentecostal preacher. Crefel dollar is a Pentecostal preacher." Right? He said, "Selby's Cleveland friend." No, while I would say Selby innocent, I cannot say Cleveland is innocent. So please, the presenters, when you're using your terms, be expressive about it so anybody could understand, right? The great Sir Ellis Clark always used to warn me. He said, John, presentation is to express and not to impress. Let people understand. Now, a little bit about innovation before I take my exit. Last year, the government gave me an assignment to do a document on economic diversification. But the paper I wrote, I call it a new economy. You know why I call it a new economy? The simple text of the paper was, you cannot diversify if you innovate. And let me tell you something. You see this thing about transaction in financing? It requires innovation, right? These things, they have to run on platform. And you know what? This platform have to be very innovative. Now, I heard some young people, I think it was Tuesday, some young people, and I was impressed to the core, right? I'm not going to tell you all the things in the paper that I wrote, but there are 3 areas that I want to remind people about in this transaction and financing and so forth. The first thing in innovation, my first step in innovation, and Tracy, you know, if I write in a paper, it could just be some equation, right? You know that. The first step, Kim, they tell me, and all in the education system, you all have to graduate a lot of scientists and people in maths and technology to university. So you all have to have, and this is what the US has been doing. 60% of the US graduates now are in the area of science, right? Because they know with their debt, heavy debt, they have to be very innovative, right? The second area of importance, and why I was so impressed with the young people, innovation is about people clustering to develop things. That is clustering. This is why you have Silicon Valley. They don't go and say one north part of it, they cluster. Scientists, they cluster. Rule 128, they cluster. And when I saw these young people say they may not cluster physically, but online, because innovation can allow you to now cluster online. And I was very impressed. And the third area that I'm thinking about innovation, I want to talk about, people feel innovation is just inventing it. Innovation is not successful until the product has been marketed and the consumer using it. I'll give you an example. There's an old statement that if people want it, they're going to buy it. But you know what? The neoclassical economists, they come up with a new idea. They say supply creates its own demand, right? Because you know we always say about demand calls for its supply. They say supply creates its own demand. And as a testament of that, a shoe company in the United States sent out 2 of its marketing hotshots to Papua New Guinea to see what market they can expand in Africa. The first marketing hotshot came back and told the chairman, he said, hey, no good business. People hardly wearing shoes. You know what the second marketing hotshot told the chairman? He said, brilliant business. People hardly wearing shoes. Opportunity. Right? And that was the opportunity they used to expand the business to Papua New Guinea. There's another area of innovation I want to talk about because it strikes the Caribbean at heart. I was doing an exercise with ECLAC in 2006. And what we discovered is that a lot of the tourism earning in the Caribbean was seeping back to North America. Why? We didn't have a system. We did not develop the financing system properly because nowadays people don't come here to pay their room this and the room that. They pay it online. And what we have not developed yet, we have not been innovative enough to have a proper software so that those payments come to us directly. Now, the people who are responsible for receiving the online payments here, they take the commission up front. And many a times, if the hoteliers, they have an account in the United States, they don't bring back all the money. So when you see tourism earn X amount of money in the Caribbean, the question is not answered. Is that all? No, that is not all. They don't bring back all. They keep some of the foreign exchange abroad. So what we have to do over the next couple of days, that we at the university, at ITU, wherever it is, we have to learn how to innovate. And we have this cadre of young, bright people, you know, they're bright. Yeah, one in the middle of the quiz. He used to come in my office every evening I would have my board of equation, and he come in there to, you know, to discuss things. I notice I have not seen him for a long time. I don't know if his brain gone thing. But we have some young, bright people in the region. Let us encourage them. Let us encourage them, and let us develop our own platform, Mr. Wilson, for transactions, develop transaction in financing. And let me tell you, I want to tell you this last one before I run, because I feel I overstay my time. They said the human concentration for listening is just 45 minutes. We have had you here for a long time, so we punish you for the morning. Now, there are some young, bright people in Tobago. They came up with a system to solve things what they call 211, right? It's not original, but they went to Calgary and saw Calgary operating a 211 system, whereby you don't have to go into a local government office to make a complaint. You do it online. And the online system, you get back your answer. In other words, let me give you a simple example. My garbage hasn't been moved for 5 days. You don't have to go down to the thing. Online, you say, look, and you get back an answer online. And the answer will tell you when the garbage will be moved, because they have a system. But you know what? Because of the fear of technology, people afraid technology, people afraid innovation. The Ministry of Local Government was so afraid of that technology that they didn't implement it. You know what we have to do, Shelby? We had to spend 2 months saying, look, we're cleaning up, doing every day with a cleanup day. When you could have a cleanup with technology consistently, right? So I want to just salute you for being here. Listen, hear, ask questions to the presenters. If they come up with any acronym that you understand, do so. What is that? So we wouldn't have no mistake about crypto dollar for crypto dollar. Because this man is a billionaire. Eh? So thank you. And I can't leave without saying, Trinidad and Tobago have you here, and we love you. Thank you.